in the Kill Bill? Mommy!
I burn it all down.
Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're here with another reaction to Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We're on season 2, episode 5, which is called We Check Into the CC Spa and Resort. Who that CC is, we're gonna have to dive in and find out. But the last episode, in my opinion, the best of the series thus far. Yep, I said it. I think it was phenomenal. It hit all the right notes, I think, as far as action, plot, the acting, the VFX, the practical, everything was so well done. So kudos to everybody involved. I know it wasn't an easy episode to shoot, but it was worth it. The results absolutely showed all the effort. The main highlights were that the group headed into the Sea of Monsters. They had a plan that Annabeth came up with, but Clarice was not a fan of it because it meant sacrificing parts of her crew that she'd made promises to and that she has bonded with somewhat. And halfway through the plan, because of that, she ended up deviating and trying to fight the monsters, which kind of set off a chain event of things that led to the ship being destroyed and, you know, the crew is everywhere. And it looked like when we ended the episode that potentially everyone's being pulled up into some sort of vortex. So I am very ready to see where we're going to head from that. Let's jump in. Just before I do though, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and those comments below are very much appreciated, guys. Seriously, I really do appreciate when you leave comments and let me know what you're thinking and your feedback. It really means a lot to me. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Phew, Percy's okay. Annabeth, Tyson, we all accounted for? I guess Clarice too. I'm kidding.
Don't go out there.
Oh, hey.
I don't know if we're at sea or if this is another big ship or what.
That's right. He would be able to tell if they're at water.
And refreshed. You need more time.
Damn!
I'm Hilla, your concierge. I'll
Great.
be right outside.
Don't roll up on me like that.
Our fisherman found you floating on a raft. I'm afraid you were the only survivors.
You don't have proof of that. No, Percy's like, I just got my brother. Breathe through it, Percy. Breathe through it. We have no proof of that yet. Demigods aren't that easy to take out.
He could still be alive.
Exactly.
He survived that bomb. He's fireproof. He's the son of Poseidon. He
Per.
could still be alive.
Best of both worlds. Fireproof and can control the water.
Stay here. I'm gonna go scout ahead.
Annabeth's like, you're kind of better with the whole inspirational speech thing. So I'm going to let you sit with that. I'm going to go do what I can do. I didn't think Percy was going to let you go. Sorry. Not after losing the rest of the crew. No.
We provide rest and relaxation to get heroes back on track. Now, are there any allergies or food sensitivities that we should be aware of?
Okay, bro.
Ready.
Got that big lat walk. Ugh. What are you doing? I thought we were resting.
Stavros is eager to get back to his quest.
Fair?
What quest?
Every guest is on a quest.
Oh. But also, look what he's dressed in. How long ago when did he get here? When did he start his quest? Is this kind of like the Lotus Resort where time on the outside is going at a crazy speed? Because homie's dressed like people dressed like 3,000 years ago.
Son of Poseidon, daughter of Athena.
Oh, I know this actress. Who are you?
You've experienced great loss. I am so sorry.
God, who are you?
I don't mean to be
Impatient.
loaded.
And it's hard to see past your grief right now. But I think after some rest, we'll be able to help you figure out what's wrong with you.
Damn.
Thank you.
Right? Like,
Oh.
it was like a sweet offer, but also low-key a jab. Oh, he's on a jet ski? I love the dichotomy of him being dressed in ancient Roman wear on a jet ski.
The siren song is a deadly test, which few heroes can pass.
It was mentioned they'd have to do that. What an interesting interpretation of the sirens. Did he head to the
What does it
island?
sound like?
Probably everything you
Song
ever
is
wanted.
different for each hero.
Yeah. If memory serves, it could be the sound that is most desired for you to hear.
And an illusion of your own making.
Hopefully it was a good illusion.
And you can stay as long as you like.
How long was he here? Y'all could have lowered it for Annabeth.
But it takes bravery to look
Inward, yeah, that's very true.
Or use wax.
Like Odysseus.
Oh, plugged his ears.
His crew plugged their ears with wax so they couldn't hear the song.
Sigh. You're Homer fans, I take it.
Damn.
It wasn't ordinary beeswax. It was from Aristaeus' personal hive.
Ah, that makes sense.
Excessive reliance on self-knowledge.
Noted.
Damn, she's reading you, Annabeth.
But I'd keep an eye on it, because the sirens will use your greatest weakness against you.
Nah, she's like, you don't touch the hair. You never touch the hair.
There is no getting around the sirens, but I will do my best to help you pass them. There are no shortcuts.
Yeah, and I know that is kind of your specialty, Annabeth, but in this case, you're gonna have to face your fears, girl. And I know you don't like doing that, but same for us all, for being real. None of us are really fans of going into those places that we're scared of. I tell you, demigods don't go down that easy. Oh! Damn, Clarice! All that training! I would have fell for it too. Oh, you getting on that needlework? He's singing the friendship song. Are you asking for it, or are you saying that's what I am? Oh, he's got Clarice. Okay, we haven't seen Polyphemus, so.
Demigod, eh?
Needs nutmeg. I go get.
Nutmeg? On a human? Okay.
What are you doing? Making a weapon? Setting an ambush?
Clarice, please. You don't know Polyphemus.
Right, like you literally walked into his trap.
But no one is coming to help us, and I am not going down without a fight.
No.
The assumption is crazy, but I'm not mad at her for not wanting to wait to be rescued.
Percy and Annabeth are still alive.
Yeah, Grover would know about Percy, especially.
Well, I find that when things go wrong, hope can be a powerful tool.
Tell her.
My plan needed at least one other person and a lot more rope, which I didn't have until about 5 minutes ago. All I had was hope.
What are you yapping?
The other way out of here.
If you'd actually just stop and listen once in a while, Clarice. Grover's smart. A little bumbly, but he's very smart. Oh, okay, fit change. Yes. Slaying it, girl. Of course, they have Percy in blue, teal.
No one at camp needs to know about this.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
What's wrong with it? Y'all Greek goddesses and gods, kind of. Oh, a snake. I'm actually not scared of snakes, but I'm just like, warn me.
Nice trick.
That was magic. Real magic.
So smart.
You mean Cersei? Because I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
hide.
y'all never actually asked her who she was, so
Turned Odysseus' men into pigs.
they probably deserved it.
I'm not a god or a demigod. I am banished here, and I make the best of it by helping people. And I do have other heroes to help, so.
Yeah, like Chop Chop.
Empathy. I literally can't help helping people, even when they hurt me.
Annabeth is shaking. Oh my gosh, breathe, girl. It's okay.
Been through evaluations before. I'll get this over with.
So, Percy, just throw myself in. Figure it out later. Your mirror's dirty, ma'am. Just FYI.
We're best friends and we're bros. And Percy, don't leave.
I have to. You'll be safe here, okay? I promise.
So would the fatal flaw be the fact that he didn't want to accept, ooh, careful, his brother? Okay.
We're all getting out of here together.
Oh, he always tries to do things himself.
It's okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, he is not good at relying on people.
And a real hero stands up for others.
The one eye staring back at you. Inner eye.
You
All
always put your friends first, don't you?
Okay.
How is that a bad thing?
To
Well.
save a friend, you might be forced to do great evil.
That's true.
You might even sacrifice
Yourself?
the world.
Oh.
That's actually a sign of growth.
It's so true.
So if I had to choose between saving you or saving Olympus, Annabeth, I burn it all down. Or saving Grover and saving you.
It's okay.
What if I'm more human than demigod? That's
That's
what you were worried about.
not a bad thing.
And this was never my quest. I'm a danger to it.
Bless him. But she isn't wrong. Very introspective of him. You ready to go, Annabeth, or are you going to hide? Okay, upper body strength, let them know.
The tree. She's a Cuban oak, very sassy and sensitive, so keep climbing.
Yeah, hurry up. You can figure this out when you get back down.
You're even weirder than I remember.
Satyrs in nature. How is this weird? You know, as a demigod, I thought you'd climb a little faster. Oh, God. Oh, she may not forgive you for that.
Oh, Polly, it was awful. She cut herself down and escaped through the top.
Why's your veil off? Did you forget?
You know Cyclops. You tricked me!
Oh, the spittle. No,
Pomegranate juice?
No, thank you. I
it's actually delicious. You should
don't
try
think I
some.
should be around liquid at the moment.
Yeah, hilarious. I was gonna say sorry that it's kind of funny because Walker's hair is so naturally curly. He does look like one of those Greek statues.
Oh, we're all demigods here, hon. And we're all on quests.
Who's your parent?
How long have you been here?
Exactly.
50 years. It still gives me chills.
At least 50 years.
Oh, Chrysopolis goes and shows us how it's done.
Really? This kid looks like Ferris Bueller.
Miracles happen. Right?
Can we talk about the fact that you've been here for 5 decades? How about that?
And how they always leave you behind. Treat you like an obstacle they have to pass. For someone whose fatal flaw is helping people. It's gotta hurt.
There's Percy with the empathy.
Kind soul.
He is.
Instead, they keep training for a program they can never pass.
T. Clocked.
There are 6 champions that would say otherwise.
Because you helped him cheat.
He's very smart, not just Annabeth.
To help a few heroes pass the sirens. Which gives everyone else here just enough hope to keep on your program.
I help heroes, Percy.
Once a trickster, always a trickster.
I believe you believe that.
Oh! 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 With the 1-2! Knockout!
Gave them everything.
And they still
And
wanted
as
to
soon as They
leave.
got what they wanted. They left and never looked back. Because heroes only love you as long as they need you.
Or maybe they had something they had to do before they met you.
I won't tell anyone your secret.
In exchange,
If I help you pass the sirens,
ding ding!
If you help Annabeth.
Once again, sacrificing himself for someone else. Oh, you turned him into something. Oh, those are all people. It hit me. I can't believe it took me that long to figure out those are all people who wanted to leave or figured her out. Another guinea pig, huh?
this is a setback for me. I am not proud of it.
But you don't care.
I have heroes to help.
I love how they're showing that she really is convinced her, just like Percy said, she's convinced herself she's helping them, but it's all about what she wants. It's all about her loneliness. Oh, now he understands them. No, no, Percy, don't settle ever. Second he sees that his future wife is in trouble, you wait and see what happens.
What's the point anyway? This is where she told me it ends, so it's over.
Breathe it out, girl. It ain't over till it's over.
No, the Oracle.
What did she say that could help us?
Yeah, it's true.
It's the end I deserve.
Everybody's
Prom?
throwing a pity party. Come on.
Your father is merciful. He cares for you.
He did help you. You could do that the whole time, sis? Damn. She spent most of this whole episode unconscious.
Some prophecy may prove useful if your allies shall.
He may be half blind, but
Good hearing.
Polyphemus can smell.
Oh, that too.
Polyphemus can hear.
Yeah.
While the deceptive satyr shares dreams with his friend Percy.
Talks in his sleep.
That's very freaking creepy. But yeah, we saw that Tyson can do that. I think it's gonna have to be a Cyclops versus Cyclops fight, guys.
My fatal flaw is pride.
It was on my first progress report at Camp Haplet, and you know what? I was proud of it.
That's my girl.
I'm not gonna die because I'm not gonna fail. I
Per.
got Zadie to loan me her boat, and she's agreed to help tie Percy and I to the
Percy's
mast.
like, see me, love me.
My dagger is attached to this winch, which rotates on a timer.
Percy's like, hey, babes, hey, over here.
I hope it's clever enough.
Percy Pig. The water. Good job, Perce. Ah, and she knows he would never leave that behind. Uh-huh. Clocked in. Faster than Percy did.
I guess I'm worried you're right. That it's not gonna work.
Stroke
I
that
think I
ego.
am more afraid of failing my mother than dying.
Whatever you need to hear, ma'am.
My mother invented magic.
That's a lot to live up to. Yeah.
Until I met Percy, his mom was always there for him.
He has a good mom. Hermes knew.
But what makes me even more angry is the thought of someone trying to take him from her. Wait!
No waiting for you. Everybody out! It's a party! Thank you, Uncle Hermes, or cousin in Percy's case. Percy's like, yeah, I didn't settle in because my girl is that girl. Where you going, babes? Come back.
Get the way!
The towels.
You're gonna need it.
Oh, we. Oh, damn. The busting it up. I'm not a guinea pig anymore.
Call me Blackbeard.
Oh, damn. He's like, well, some habits die hard. You know, a vegan diet is very healthy, though, so go off, King. I don't know. I feel like jet skis would have been a little bit more fun, but, you know, I get it. Without question.
No.
You take the wax, I'll take the mast.
Makes the most sense, honestly. He's the one who can steer.
Hurry!
Them rockety biatches is about to wake up.
Yeah, that's not enough.
He's like, ouch. Soft wrists.
Annabeth!
Listen, you sat in the golden chair. She takes the sirens.
Don't believe anything you see or anything you hear. Just untie me, please. Help me. Listen to me, Annabeth. Annabeth.
So crusty. Oh, we're in the dark? Oh, we're back in the sewer.
Let's just talk.
Yeah, we tried that. Didn't go very well.
This is different. This is neutral ground.
Girl, not in the sewer water. Annabeth, I'm gonna need you to punch them all in the throat. Have faith in her.
No!
Percy, have faith in her.
Besides, there's too much history between all of us not to give peace a chance.
All we are saying. So, it's an old song. That is her dream, though. She really wishes the people she cares about most.
There's a little wisdom here.
Oh, there's the pride.
Some words of wisdom?
I heard that tone. Annabeth ain't falling for it. Nope, not today. Who in the Kill Bill? Mommy! Absolute badass like her. The outfit though.
I've never seen anyone set a trap for the sirens.
Well, you know, Queen takes.
I didn't know you were watching.
Always.
I was always watching.
Oh, damn. It was that good. Even I got fooled. But that makes sense, though, Pride. Her plan would have been good, though. Made it. Take that, Cersei, you bitter cow. But that is her greatest weakness, though. She really does want her mom's approval.
Beat the sirens, end the war, bring everyone together, and then my mother would...
It's fair.
That's human.
Exactly.
You want her to notice you.
Like all the kids at the camp.
What did you see when you heard their song?
Just you.
Stop it.
think you shielded me.
Gave him something to focus
I think
on.
you saved me.
It makes sense.
You definitely saved me.
Saved each other. That's what friends do.
Maybe we both had to be here to get past them.
Exactly.
Like the one version of fate that doesn't suck.
Boom.
We're here.
Be prepared. Polyphemus waiting for your ass. He's not dumb, Cyclops, after all. We need to dispel that myth, by the way, that Cyclopses are dumb, because they are very, very smart from our looks. I mean, a little naive at times, but not dumb. That's it. That's it. Okay, guys. Well, that was episode 5, and I liked it a lot. That was really, really good. Was it as action-packed as the last one? No, but that's okay. I mean, honestly, for that last episode being what it was when we weren't at the finale and a couple episodes till the finale, I mean, I'm really actually very much anticipating now what they're going to give us. But back to this episode, this one was much more of a introspective one for our characters. And I like that. I've been saying that they're doing a good job of balancing the quest and the action and that sort of thing, but also very importantly and very necessarily showing us the growth and the development of our main characters. We need that, right? What invests us in a story are the characters more than, all the action and the things that are surrounding them. The things that are happening, like this quest and the battle in the last episode and all these other things, these are all just things to facilitate the growth of the characters, because that's really what invests us as an audience. So I really like that they're doing a great balance of giving us those things that keep us interested and are great visually to take in, but also giving us that development and making us care more and develop more of a bond with these characters, because that's also important to make us want to continue watching this journey with them. So let's get into it, how, Percy and Annabeth end up being taken into this, shall we say, dream world of Circe's, which Cece is very, very cute that they call it Cece Spa. Right? She definitely saw, well, we don't know where Tyson is yet, by the way, just hit me that he's still at large. But anyway, I'm fairly certain she saw all of them, but actually, no, it's not true. That's not true. So I take that back. So now that I think about it, Clarice ended up being washed up on Polyphemus. So that's true. Point is, I don't think it's an accident that Percy and Annabeth ended up being together on this beach. I think that Percy, this is my own theory, of course, but I think Percy, because he's so subconsciously, tied to Annabeth, he very much probably subconsciously controlled things so that Annabeth stayed with him and ended up where he was versus them being completely separated. But digressing, they end up here, and I just love that, as soon as Percy wakes up, the first person he thinks of is Annabeth. Is she okay? Once he sees she's all right, he's like, okay, I can breathe that sigh of relief. But then, of course, he thinks of his brother, and they find out later on that they're the only ones who washed up on this shore, and this person says the chances that they're most likely dead, right? They just say it, no proof, but it makes sense they would make that assumption. And we see that Percy immediately crumbles, right? Because even though he had a lot of resistance towards Tyson in the first couple of episodes, it just was, I've said it, that it was more him being able to take it in mentally, but subconsciously and on a, how would you put it, on a emotional level, I think as soon as he found out that Tyson was his brother, there was already a connection formed, right? And we already know that they were spending time together before they went to camp, right? But I've always said this, that I feel like when it comes to familial bonds, you don't need to have known that person for life to feel a connection to them. The fact that he had just kind of gotten to that place in the last couple episodes and then now thinking he lost him, that was a big blow. Right? And Percy, we know, is that's one of his biggest fears, is to lose the people he cares about. We saw that way back in season 1. So, he's trying to reel from that. And I love that, like I said in the episode, Annabeth is not really the touchy-feely girl. Bless her. She's like, I'm more the logic and give me a plan or a problem to solve and I'm on it. I'm on it. But, how do I deal with Percy potentially losing someone? I'm going to scope the place out, right? But it's more because I think she just felt like there's nothing she really could say in that moment. But she did tell him, I don't think it's true. We don't know for certain. He's fireproof, so the explosion shouldn't have hurt him. And then he's also the son of Poseidon, so I'm fairly certain Poseidon's not going to let him drown either, of all things. So I think he's probably fine. The odds are definitely in his favor. So anyway, they check out this place. They find out what it's all about as far as what it says. And then they realize that a lot of heroes have come here. And they're told that it's a place for them to take a break before they head back out. And it sounds like a good idea in theory, because depending, I mean, this quest hasn't been going for too long, but a lot of them have, right? Some of them, are very, like, the Odyssey is a very long journey. So anyway, it seems like it's a good idea, but of course they're like, no, like they know Annabeth and Percy realize they're on a timer. Grover said that Polyphemus is giving him like another day or two at most before he's going to, expect the big reveal of his bride. So they can't stay. And they're like, what do we got to do to leave? And so Cece tells them that they need to go through her classes about figuring out your fatal flaw and seeing your true self. And you have to deal with that. And, once you face it and there's no more issues, you'll be ready to finally set sail and try to go against the sirens, because her island just so happens to be right before the trial of the sirens. So, at first they don't want to do it, especially Annabeth, but in the end, Percy's like, look, if this is what we got to do to get through, let's do it. And as I said in the episode, that's so Percy. Percy is very much a act first, think later kind of guy, but it's a good thing, right? In some cases, it's really good that he's not an overthinker, right? Annabeth overthinks for the both of them. So it's a good thing he's the guy who takes action. And very interesting what Percy sees when he looks in the true mirror that gives him the true reflection of himself. And I interpreted those images almost completely wrong, outside of the fact that I'm like, Percy does tend to take things on his own and kind of, think he's got to be the one to handle it so that, his friends can be safe. And that's effectively the way that he interpreted it, Cersei interpreted it, in the sense of, she's like, you put your friends before yourself all the time. And that may sound like a good thing, which it is in many cases, but her point was that because he's so solely focused on making sure that the people he cares about survive no matter what, he might make rash decisions, selfish decisions, in order to ensure that they stay safe, or at least what he believes to be safe, right? So interesting, this episode kind of had parallels between him and Cersei, but I'll get to her in a second. But so yeah, she's like, that's the problem. She's like, when you're faced with a decision like that, you might make the wrong one. You might let the world, be destroyed, or the ripple effect being that the world be destroyed because you think you're protecting the people you care about. That's the problem with your fatal flaw. So something you should think about and figure out like how you can maybe balance that out. Like, I don't think she was trying to say he should stop caring about his friends or prioritizing their protection, but to also recognize that if certain decisions come along, it's the greater good decision, the heroic decision, is to sacrifice what you want over what would be better for the greater good, or for the larger, population, if you will, right? So if you think about it, most heroes, which is why they say heroes die young, is that a lot of times heroes have to sacrifice everything, including their own lives, in order to make sure that more people benefit. The selfish thing to do would be to protect yourself and your loved ones alone, right? So anyway, that's something that is a bit of a wake-up call for Percy, because I think at first he was like, yeah, it's good to prioritize my friends, but when she put it in that perspective, he began to think about it, and he was like, snap. Actually, she's got a point. And then we see later on when Annabeth kind of, is like, relax kind of thing, when he's freaking out, and he's like, no, Annabeth, like, if you really told me, like, straight up, if I look inside right now and I'm honest with myself, like, according to the prophecy that they said I could be the person who ends up, ruining the world. He's like, right now, if someone gave me the choice of saving you or Olympus, he said, we don't need no water, let the burn. He said, I don't give a damn. He said, I would absolutely let the world burn if it meant saving you. Or if I had to choose between you and Grover. I mean, he didn't say, but he'd choose Annabeth. Sorry, Grove. But his point is, it's like, I am not the right guy. At this point, he does not feel like he's the guy to make the big decisions that literally have the world in the balance in his hands. Because he's like, I am pretty selfish at the moment. I would choose my people, my loved ones, over the masses. Like, it would be a no-brainer for me. So he's like, I don't know that I'm the right person to be even on this quest, let alone, the person with this decision. So it really rocks him to his foundation, because he does realize that, I don't know if I would call it a flaw, but it definitely is something he should be aware of. And I don't think he really thought of it that way. And that kind of comes full circle later when he talks to Cersei in her office, when he figures out after his conversation with that Lord knows how old hero that has been there for over 50 years and trapped in this cycle of Cersei manipulating her into staying. And, Percy kind of says to her, like, I remember what it is to be, like, have no friends, right? And we know back in season 1, we only really saw it like in episode 1, but Percy didn't have friends because of, all the issues that being a demigod were giving him, that he didn't realize that was the reason it was happening to him. He was very alienated. He didn't have a lot of friends. And so Grover was his only friend for the longest time. And that loneliness is no fun. right? And Cersei kind of talked about that as well when she first got to the island, how the loneliness almost drove her insane. So, you know, like Percy said, I get it. I really do get that when you're lonely and you know that feeling when you have your friends. He's like, I think that's why I am the way I am about my friends, because I remember the loneliness and I don't want to go back there. But he's like, in the end though, he's like, you have to also recognize that if you're a good friend, you have to kind of let them go. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, right? So anyways, he was prepared to let Annabeth go because, you know, again, we know even from season 1, he always thinks that Annabeth is the better person to do the quests, right? That's why he even said, if it comes down to it, you know, Annabeth can push me down a flight of stairs and do what she needs to do. That's why he sat in the in the chair that, in Midas's chair, right? Because he's like, if anyone should carry on, if anyone can do this, I believe in Annabeth more than I believe in myself. Because Annabeth has shown that she does have that clinical disconnect to be able to make the hard decisions if necessary. So yeah, so he was like, I'm not going to go through the trial. Annabeth's the one to do it. Like, I give her the wax. She's the one who can continue. She'll be the one to carry it on. She'll think of the best way to deal with Polyphemus, not me, right? Which again is kind of falling into the same pattern, right? That he already said he knows is an issue, right? She's got to survive. I got to sacrifice myself. Sir, you are very important. You are part of the prophecy. You can't just sacrifice yourself like that. Like, yeah, it's just, you know, the same pattern of thinking that he fell into yet again. But in the end, he basically called Cersei's bluff. He's like, you know, while we're looking at flaws, ma'am, he's like, you haven't changed. You talked about how much you've grown, but really, you don't ever want to be alone again. So now you're trapping these people here effectively by playing on finding out what their fatal flaws are and using that as a manipulation tactic to keep them emotionally trapped here so that they don't have the confidence to ever leave. And she's like, and every time it gets to the point where enough people are starting to realize that nothing's happening, you let one hero through with the wax. Basically, when he calls her out, he's like, look, I don't even want beef. I'm not even going to get involved in your business here. Just give us the wax. So or give Annabeth, actually, he was even planning to go. He's like, I'll stay, like, let Annabeth go. And of course, she didn't want any of them to leave, right? That's her thing. Like she said, it was horrible for her, the loneliness, the feeling used, and the fact that she couldn't stop herself from helping people, you know, because again, she could have just decided, hey, you fall on this island, sucks to be you, I'm not going to help you, but she needed the connection, right? Cersei was addicted to having people around her and having that sense of community, even though it wasn't even though in this case, it wasn't even based on anything real. So anyway, that got Percy locked up. And again, I can't believe it took me so long to figure out that all those pets, emotional support pets, oh my gosh, so funny, were actually people who dared to leave or who figured her out, one or the other. But anyway, we see that should have been the end of it. But my girl Annabeth, you know, she's like always thinking, she's like, okay, girl, let me just get my plan and then we're going to get out of here. And we see that when she's with Cersei again tries to play the same thing that she did before. But Annabeth's like, listen, I'm far too left-brained for this. Respectfully, this emotional stuff you're trying to do right now really don't clock to me in the first place. And nah, it's good. Like, and she's like, you need to look. She's like, I don't need to look in the mirror, girl. I already know. Pride's my problem. She's like, they told me that first day in camp. It's cool. And I was proud of the fact that pride was my flaw. I think that was literally my favorite part. She's like, I'm proud of my pride. I was like, clock that. Yes, girl. Nope, nothing to be ashamed of here. We're good. So anyway, she's like, don't worry about it. And thankfully, we see that Percy, and then again, I don't know if Percy consciously made the water swirl, which again, I love that they put the connection of her watching when Percy was upset the last time that he affected the water in the jar. But the fact that he did it in the water drip, she put 2 and 2 together, not to mention she saw Riptide as the pen in the jar. She knew that pen, like she knows that Percy don't part with that thing unless he's knocked out. So she was like, got it, okay. And of course she, you know, she's an encyclopedia up here, so she knew what Cersei's capable of. And then again, it hit her the way it hit me earlier in the episode that, oh, okay, now I know what all these people are. I know what all these animals actually are. So the vitamins, we saw that Hermes gave the vitamins to Percy and of course didn't tell him what he needed for, but Hermes knew that Cersei was part of the trials that apparently no one really knows about, and that if God forbid one of them ended up in her clutches, they would need that. So thankfully we saw, I really love that part, by the way, when Annabeth just played into the whole stroking Cersei's ego, like, oh yeah, you're right, I am scared of failure, I'm so scared of what my mommy thinks of me, blah blah blah, you know, of course, and Cersei feeling like, yeah, I got this one too, it's super easy, and gave her enough time to thankfully get everybody out. So they did try to get out that way, stole the wax. Percy didn't have time to look to see that there was not quite enough for the both of them anyway, but understandably, you know, he's like, Annabeth, it's gotta be you, like, you're the brains of the operation, like, I'll be fine. But you see that basically she tied him to the boat so he would not be able to leave the boat to go to the Sirens even if he wanted to. And that was kind of the plan from the get-go, actually. So like, if we both tie ourselves to the boat, then we can't go. We'll just make sure the rudder stays true. And then that way, if they sing, they can sing their lungs out. We're not leaving. But we see that doesn't work out because Cersei grabs her stuff back, right? She's like, you don't get to leave. You don't get to ruin my little illusion here, even though you did kind of get one over on me. But in the end, we see that, Percy, of course, immediately at the thought that Annabeth is not going to be okay, he's like, untie me, like, let me go. And she's like, no, like, you always do this, Percy. You always take those crazy risks for me. Let me be the one to take the risk this time because I think I got it. Let me be a protector for once. And, she goes and she really does try. She gets up there. Like I said, they even had me. I was like, okay. I'm like, Annabeth, the way she was talking, she definitely had a plan. And, in her mind, she thought she was doing well with it. And they did everything. Like, again, it was the mom. The mom is what. And I had a feeling they were going to show her mom, right? I thought it was going to be the first thing she saw, though. So the way they brought it in was very, very smart, right? Having her think that she's actually diffusing and that she's actually getting somewhere, and then have her mom come in and save her. Like, that is Annabeth's ultimate dream, is that her mom not only acknowledges her, but actually shows that she cares about her to the level of coming in and literally saving her. Like, of course, that's Annabeth's quote unquote deepest flaw or, biggest fear, is that her mom won't ever see her or accept her or acknowledge her or recognize her. And so they played that beautifully. And of course, poor Annabeth just being so ready to run into mommy's arms, right? Which deep down, she kind of had to know that that's not Athena. Respectfully, I know it's what she wants. That's all that Annabeth wants, is that kind of warm motherly embrace, but it's not really Athena's speed. She ain't that kind of parent. So anyway, so we see that happens, and that's when she's just about to get sucked in. And Percy came up with his own plan. Instead of just cutting himself loose and running willy-nilly towards them, he literally created a bungee and was able to grab Annabeth, and the boat thankfully dragged them out of there. And he knew that, of course, with his powers, the water wouldn't be a problem. So they managed to make it past, just barely. And they have that beautiful heart-to-heart on the boat afterwards where, she talks about it, which actually is very personal for Annabeth. This is big growth for her to communicate what the sirens showed her, because, she saw all of Percy's business when he looked in the truth mirror, but, he didn't really get to see anything with her because she didn't look in. And this was kind of her truth mirror with Percy in the boat, to be like, yeah, like, this is what I saw. And I guess in the end, I thought I was stronger. I thought I was above that, but in the end, I'm still just a girl looking to have her mom pat her on the head and tell her she did a good job, and I love that Percy's like, it's human, right? And that was another thing that Percy brought out earlier, is that his decisions, his thinking is very human-based. It's not God-based, right? And he doesn't know if that's going to be a problem in the future. But yeah, he comes around for full circle and tells Annabeth that, yeah, like, your thinking, it's very human for you to care that what your parents think, to want the love and affection of your parents. It doesn't make you, in his opinion, it doesn't make her any weaker, any lesser. It's just a reality, because she is a demigod. There is human in her. So anyway, it's just a really sweet moment, a very tender moment between the two of them. And also the fact that she was like, she turned around and she's like, well, what did you see? What did you hear? Because, like, how did you even save me if we were both in the thralls, kind of thing? And he just said, all I saw was you. He's like, when I saw you were there and I saw you were going to them and I saw that they might actually succeed in taking you out, that's all my singular focus became, getting you away from them. That's all that mattered. I don't know what they were singing to me, girl. I didn't hear nothing. All I heard was Annabeth, Annabeth, Annabeth. So... So yeah, very, very sweet. But yes, like he said, like, you saved me, Annabeth. He's like, you said that I saved you, but really we saved each other in that moment. I got you from getting got. And then conversely, because I care that much about you and my fatal flaw of putting my friends above myself, that's why I was able to drown whatever the sirens were talking about out and grab you and take you back, right? So really sweet moment. Again, just reinforcing the fact that those two are getting so much closer. Their bond is getting a lot deeper, and these trauma bonds they keep forming. I keep saying trauma. It's not really trauma in this case, but yes, like this bond that's being forged through trials, let's put it that way, is definitely stronger than I think it would have been if they hadn't gone on like two quests together. So yeah, just a really nice, sweet moment between the two of them on the boat. And like I said, I think what's the most important is that, remember, we began the season with Annabeth having walls up and not really wanting to open up to Percy and kind of let herself be vulnerable. But now this is like kind of the most vulnerable she's been with him. And between last episode and this one, they've definitely taken a huge step forward in their amount of trust that they have in their relationship. So I think that's good. And it's definitely going to make things better for them going forward in case, Annabeth does have a relapse traps into kind of pulling back. Now Percy kind of understands her more to know that it's not going to be necessarily about him, right? So that's very helpful. But anyways, they don't have a lot of time to even enjoy that because, of course, Percy notices that they have hit the coordinates and they're finally at the island, which is perfect timing because things are about to go a little crazy over there. Speaking of the island, this was a smaller part of the episode. Clarice, she ends up actually being tossed onto Polyphemus' island. He catches her easily because it's his domain. Grover finds her. They start collaborating, but Clarice, as usual, is kind of trying to do things all on her own. He's trying to figure out what's going on because clearly his bond, his empathy link with Percy has not been on for the last little while. And she's just like, they're dead. I don't know. No one's going to come rescue us. Let's go. And as I said, the quick assumption that the god of the sea would die in the water is kind of crazy to me. But honestly, like I said, I was like, at least she recognizes though that they need to try to do their best to get out on their own because they don't know where those two were, and waiting for rescue is not going to be something they had the option to do. So of course, you know, Grover lets her know, hey, the fleece is here. And if we work together, we can get the fleece and get out of here, right? So they start to try to work together first by trying to get the fleece, but unfortunately it does not work out the way that they plan. And we have a little vulnerable moment with Clarice, right? Like I said in the episode, I didn't notice last episode that she was crying when the crew members were being snatched up. And so she is really taking that broken promise quite deeply. And that's a good trait. Like, it means that her word means something to her. It's very important to her. And, you know, she's letting Grover know that, hey, like, this is really why I feel like this is all over. Like, even if I don't survive this, like, I kind of deserve it because I let my crew down. And I feel like that let my dad down. And I'm just, you know, failure, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, right? Very, very real, but not the time, right? Really. And so Grover's trying to talk her out of it a bit, like, yo, like, the pity party, we don't need it right now. Like, it's not true. It's not over. We haven't failed yet. Like, just kind of come back to me. We see later on that Polyphemus shows up again and he imitates Grover's voice. And of course she's like, wait, what? And then they were looking for a key when she clearly had the strength to rip that door open. But anyway, at that very moment, Polyphemus shows up and he exposes, he's like, yeah, I'm not a dummy. Y'all think I was a dummy. You really think I didn't know you were a satyr. But I love that he kind of called out that Grover forgot to put his veil back down. But anyways, he's like, I may not be able to see you enough to know immediately what you are, but I could smell you were a satyr. Like, you know, as it goes with many things, if one sense isn't so keen, the rest of them turn up, he could hear. He's like, I heard you in your dreams. You talk in your dreams. I know you were talking to that other demigod. So he's like, now I know that the son of Poseidon's on his way. So he's like, I'm gonna feast. I'm waiting. He's like, now I got this demigod and then Percy's on his way. It's gonna be a buffet. So I'm just gonna sit back and wait with my nutmeg. And have my good old, like, nutmeg though. Anyway, so yeah, the cat's out of the bag. This false narrative that exists that Cyclopses are dumb needs to die after this because Tyson has proved that that's not true. The Cyclopses that almost got Annabeth all them years ago proved that isn't true, and Polyphemus is now also shown. They're not dumb, guys. They're not dumb. They might have their bumbly moments, but they're far from stupid. So yeah, that's the situation. The trap is laid. They're waiting. Clarice and Grover, I think, are both going to be captive at this point. Again, I don't think Polyphemus is going to do anything until the whole party's arrived, but that's where we're at. And yeah, Annabeth and Percy are on the way. So my guess is next episode, we'll have to see whether or not they're able to get, I mean, I'm pretty sure they will, but my biggest worry, of course, is that Percy and Annabeth are not aware of the fact that Polyphemus is aware. So we'll see who gets the jump on who in the next episode. I very much look forward to it. But as I said, this was a very good episode. I loved it. Again, the set design was great. The costumes were amazing. And as usual, I really liked that both Walker and Leah were able to really just show the elevation in their levels of acting and being able to portray that vulnerability and that closeness and that beautiful friendship that's developed between their characters. Like, I just think it's so, compared to season 1, just so much growth. And it's just so much, like, it's fun to see. It's fun to watch. It's great, you know, and I got to give, you know, special props to Walker this episode because really and truly, like, his line delivery was just, it was peak. It was peak. So yeah, loved it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching with me. If you did, please show some love and I will see you in the next one.